LTV viewers and friends, and welcome to the May 29th, 2025 edition of East End News on LTV. This is your community and your news. I'm Christine Sampson. East Hampton's own American Legion Post 419 hosted the traveling Vietnam War Memorial Wall over the weekend. Correspondent Dara Berger was on scene to document the experience of the memorial.
People came out to pay tribute to the many soldiers lost by visiting the traveling Vietnam Memorial Wall. It took 2 years of planning and fundraising for it to finally find a temporary home at the American Legion Hall in Amagansett.
To me personally, I have a cousin on Panel 35 East, so it has a special meaning to me, but to be the one that's able to travel with it, it's an honor.
And it's an honor, Russo says, he has been doing for 18 years from April to November.
I was in from 68 to 72. I didn't go to Vietnam. I got drafted and I joined the Navy instead. I have a person on the wall here that was in my high school class, and that's who I was going to look up.
He was a young man named William Flynn who graduated East Hampton High School with the class of 1965.
Very, very real and very touching. I don't know, just very emotional.
I just hope that the one or two people that served in Vietnam that never made it to DC can come here to get whatever that they need and just experience it for themselves.
And just here today, we probably had 40 plus people here to help set the wall up.
It went smooth, and it's great. I can't imagine the people coming down here and finding the name.
There are 58,307 names located on the monument behind me, and this is 3/5 the size of the monument located in Washington, D.C. There was also a 9/11 memorial on display. Patty Sales, who was volunteering to help people find the location of their loved ones, showed us how to make an etching on the name of a local young man from Sag Harbor named Jordan Herder, who was killed in Iraq. A local run has been named after him.
It's very powerful to see everybody's reactions, hear their stories, and it's just a really rewarding thing to do, especially this weekend.
Dara Berger reporting in Amagansett for LTV East End News.
The younger Mr. Martin credits Lee O'Toole for the idea to bring the memorial wall to our town. He was an American Legion member who died about a month ago before he had a chance to see the wall. East Hampton Village is cracking down on landscapers and contractors who are violating the rules. On May 1st, Village Police began enforcing a new law that requires landscapers and contractors to register their businesses with the village. They are also out there enforcing the seasonal ban on gas-powered leaf blowers and rules dictating the hours that work can be done. Since then, police have cited 9 companies for lacking the necessary registration. They also ticketed 14 companies for alleged noise violations. Detective Sergeant Jennifer Dunn told East End News that the new registry rules are being, quote, strictly enforced. There have been complaints coming in for the last few weeks, she said. The registry costs $250 per year, plus $10 for each car or truck the company uses for work. But a violation of this registry rule will cost you at least $250 for a first offense. That amount could go up to $2,500 for a second offense and $5,000 for a third. Those cited for breaking the rules will appear in East Hampton Town Justice Court in the coming weeks. Suffolk County announced last week that law enforcement agencies would be cracking down on BWI, boating while intoxicated. Just days later, according to Michael Wright of 27east.com, a 28-year-old Mastic Beach man was arrested following a serious boating accident in the Shinnecock Canal that injured several people. Southampton Town Police reported that shortly before 9 p.m. on Sunday, May 26th, a 33-foot Grady White vessel crashed into the jetty at the Great South Bay side of the canal. It then washed up at Mashut Beach County Park. Police interviewed the man driving the boat and arrested him on a felony count of BWI, another felony count of vehicular assault, a misdemeanor charge of reckless operation, and several other violations. A Hampton Bays volunteer ambulance crew responded to treat injuries to both the driver and several passengers, including a 30-year-old woman with a broken neck who was hospitalized. 27 East also reports that 2 young children were on board the boat. You can head over to 27east.com for additional updates on this story. The 24-hour search for a missing 88-year-old East Hampton man ended on Saturday afternoon with good news. Police announced they were able to locate the man and reunite him with his family. The man, who has dementia, was reported missing late in the day on Friday, May 23rd, last seen leaving his house on foot. It spurred a widespread search into the night by officers from East Hampton and Southampton towns and a Suffolk County police helicopter. A police sergeant using a drone was able to locate the man at around 2 in the afternoon on Saturday. He was found about a mile from his home on Springs Fireplace Road and was taken to Stony Brook Southampton Hospital for evaluation. Dr. Susan Johnson Cook, known to many as Dr. Sujay, has received a national award recognizing her production work right here at LTV. Last July, she led an event called Celebrating Black Culture that was turned into a show and ultimately aired on LTV Channel 20. This production earned her a Hometown Media Award from the Alliance for Community Media Foundation, first place in the Community Events General Independent Producer category. This award is LTV's 3rd accolade from the Alliance since 2017. Here's what Dr. Sujay herself had to say about it.
So when I found out we won the Hometown Media Award for community event, it was so exciting. It was thrilling because we were in the planning process of this year's, but just to know that your efforts are appreciated and honored was so exciting. In television, this was my first award. You know, I've received community honors before, but this was so thrilling because I was a media major in college, and so I've always wanted to do television, and LTV provided that opportunity. And what was even more exciting was that an intern, Riley Rose from LTV, was the one who edited and submitted our work. So it's really now part of the LTV family, and public access TV is so important. And I think it's even more important now that we share our history because there's so much erasure or the move to erase our history. And I think, you know, Maya Angelou talks about, you know, you can't really erase us. So you might take our books out, you may try to take DEI out, but the history remains. And so every generation should tell the stories to the generations who follow. And unless you understand where you've come from, you don't really understand where you're going. And so it's important to have the historical context. And it's important for our children and their children to know who we are. We have a disconnected history because of enslavement, but to understand that we have a history that started pre-slavery and that we are people now that have arisen out of the ashes like phoenixes, and that's important. We are strong, we are important, and we matter.
New York State's burn ban officially ended on May 14th, but fire safety is still top of mind for East Hampton town officials. The town put out a reminder of its beach fire rules, which mandate that such fires must be at least 50 feet away from the dunes and all structures, and 100 feet from lifeguard stands. Harbor Master Tim Treadwell said in a statement that Marine Patrol officers will be actively monitoring beach activity throughout the season. These regulations are in place to prevent accidents and maintain a safe environment for all beachgoers. Here's a quick rundown of the rules. You'll need a metal container for the fire, which can't be wider than 30 inches or taller than 24 inches. You'll need a 2-gallon bucket of water within 10 feet at all times. Fires must be at least 50 feet from the dunes and any structures, including tents, and they must be at least 100 feet away from lifeguard stands. You can only do this between the hours of 5 p.m. and midnight. If wind speeds are 20 miles per hour above, fires are prohibited altogether. Use clean, untreated wood, and remove all debris at the end of the night. Always stay nearby. A beloved Long Island musician has canceled concerts through 2026 in the wake of a brain disorder diagnosis. Billy Joel, who lives part-time in Sag Harbor, announced on Instagram that he's been diagnosed with a form of cerebrospinal fluid disorder. It's a serious condition in which excess fluid accumulates and increases pressure on the brain. Doctors have advised the 76-year-old musician that he should not perform while he's undergoing treatment. His tour was to include stops in New York City, New Orleans, Toronto, Salt Lake City, Liverpool, and others. His wife, Alexis Roderick Joel, said in a social media post that their family is grateful for the outpouring of love and support. He said, "While we are hopeful that we make a full recovery, we look forward to seeing you all in the future." Let's take a look now at our community calendar, featuring fun and educational activities in the coming week. Fancy a game of chess? Adults and teens can drop in at the East Hampton Library every Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. for friendly games. Basic knowledge of chess rules is required. It's a great way to meet new people. Monday, June 2nd is National Game Show Day, and to celebrate, the John Germain Memorial Library in Sag Harbor is hosting a Jeopardy-style challenge for teens and tweens from 4 to 5 p.m. Sign up is on the library's website. On Sunday, June 8th, Dr. Blake Kerr will be here at LTV Studios to discuss his book, The Angry Skies, in a multimedia presentation that promises to be stirring. The event is in partnership with Canio's Books on the Road, and tickets are at ltveh.org. Bay Street Theater's current show is a wartime love story called Bob and Jean. It runs through June 15th with afternoon matinees on Sundays and evening performances Tuesdays through Sundays. Tickets can be found at baystreet.org. Before we sign off, we'd like to introduce you to our ARF Pet of the Week. Let's say hello to Ripley. This week for East End News Pet of the Week, we're introducing Ripley, a 2-year-old German Shepherd. This beautiful girl is full of energy and looking for a best friend to have endless fun with. With her playful personality, Ripley is looking for a dog-only home with experienced owners that can give her the attention and love that she deserves. Visit arfhamptons.org to learn more about Ripley and how to adopt her. Thank you for watching East End News on LTV, delivering the news you need through the power of public access television. I'm Christine Sampson, and we'll see you next week.